Take two. So I'm in my policy area, the compliance area for Azure, and I'm working with PCIDSS for for my virtual machine. And so what I'm going to solve, what I'm going to work through today is remediating um, the PCIDSS Windows firewall compliance requirement. So honestly, just to recap, this actually gets configured inside of um, Defender for Cloud. So when you go into Defender for Cloud, you can open this up here, and you can open up Cloud Security. You open up Regulatory Compliance, and as we scroll down, you can see I have a couple of items here listed as ISO 27001, NIST 853. But what I'm working through today, which Azure just conveniently wanted to remove my PCI DSS today. Let's try to refresh this now because it's being weird. Azure is a very strange product, I will say. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm glad I'm catching this on video because this is good all consistently. So if you come into policy, if we go into here, we see PCI DSS 4.0.1, and we can see we're going to filter by domain. And we see a lot of things aren't compliant right now, so log integrity monitoring, intrusion detection prevention. So I'll look into that later. But we're going to start with network security controls, which is requirement 1. And you can see here I have 4 things that are compliant. Now, so I'm going to launch a machine really quick, and I'm going to try to take this from basically non-compliant from a new virtual machine all the way through to making it compliant. So I'll select my resource group, I'll select my virtual machine name, Windows. Okay, there's an extension that we need to add. So it is called, alright, so Azure Performance Machine Configuration. So Azure Machine Configuration Extension for Windows. So this is what it's actually called. So we'll just take a screenshot of that later from this video. So this machine configuration performs audit configuration operation inside of virtual machine policies such as security baselines for Linux, Windows, can't check settings. Alright, so that's what it should be, Azure Machine Configuration Extension for Windows. Let's click on that, we'll click next. Azure Machine, okay, create. Alright, so we did an Azure Machine Configuration Extension for Windows. And what I want to do is I'll go into virtual machines. See if I can, okay, I can see this Windows Server 2, and I just want to look at whether that extension, alright, there we go, Azure Policy for Windows, so that extension was correct. Alright, so the deployment's still in progress, so while that's still working on that option, so we'll open Azure Policy. And go to compliance. Azure. So we're going to look at PCIDSS 4.0.01. We're going to go back to requirement 1, install and maintain network security controls. And we're going to go into allowed or identified, approved, and have a business need. This is 1.2.5. I feel like we haven't touched this one yet. Let's see. The user account controls. So going into this, we can go. Alright, so we know we need to configure configuration parameters, these options right here. User account control, admin approval mode for the built-in administrator administrator account. And then we have user account behavior of the elevated prompt for administrators, admin approval mode. User account control behavior of the elevated prompt for administrator and admin approval mode. User account control, detect application installation and prompt for elevation, and run all administrators in admin approval mode. All right, so, UAC, I can't zoom in. So UAC admin approval mode, it says the default value, oh wait, no, default value is 1. UAC admin approval mode for the built-in administrator account, most likely the value that we'll have set for this will be null. We need to set it to the first option. It says default value 2. This is default value 1 and default value 1. So most of these are pretty much going to be fairly easy. Just set it to 1 or 2. Option 1 or option 2 is my guess. All right, and that should be that. That should be everything we would. I'm only expecting there to be 1, 2, 3, 4 things to do inside of. So let me see. Run. Edit. And we need to go to Windows. Windows settings, security settings. Local. Windows settings, security settings. I think it said local policies. Security options. And we're going to go from here, and we're going to go for network security. And so we want user account control, and we want admin approval mode. So these are not defined, disabled. So we need to change most likely probably admin approval mode for built-in administration. So we're going to here, enable the cloud mode. Behavior for elevation prompt for administrators and admin approval mode. So this one is already prompt for consent for non-Windows binaries. Prompt for consent on the secure desktop. So it's interesting because it says 2, which that's 2 for consent on a secure desktop, prompt for credentials on the secure desktop. I know that you were looking for possibly a video that can walk you through the Azure regulatory compliance PCI standards, and I created this video so that it can be a resource on YouTube to get you from starting a particular requirement, specifically for this video, requirement 1, dealing with Windows firewalls, and getting you all the way to the point of being actually compliant. Now, of course, you probably, if you were like me, you probably look for a bunch of videos on YouTube that would not help you get to exactly what you were trying to accomplish. And what I will say is this video gets you from start to finish and gets you a completely compliant status for this particular requirement that we're starting with. The official video is actually about 2 hours long. This is just a sample video. You know, if you want to get this video, you can reach out to me, and I'll either provide you the video, or if you would like a resource that someone could actually help you go from non-compliant to compliant on your virtual machines or any other Windows device that you have, then I can walk you through that process as well. So feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, Scotty Harris Jr. You can look up linkedin.com/in/Scotty Harris Jr. That'll take you to this site here, and connect with me. Shoot me a message. Let me know you saw the video, and you would either like to get the rest of the 2-hour complete video, or if you want to get actual help from a live person, then let me know. I can assist you with that as well. and help you get your resources in compliance.
Okay, so that fixed it. We can see now user account control behavior for the elevated proper standard users. Restart the service. Trigger that. And the last thing we would need to look for is scan is now showing that everything is an expected value. Expected 1-to-1 expected actual. Let's see, compliant 1-to-1, 1-to-1, compliant 1-to-1, 1-to-1, compliant 1-to-1, 1-to-1, compliant 0-to-0. I think we're good. 0-to-0, standard users. Yep, we're good now. And that is the last thing we needed. Compliant. Expected 2, actual 2. Expected 2, actual 2. Behavior for administrators in admin approval mode, and compliant. 0-to-0. 0-to-0. And compliant. 1-to-1. 1-to-1. And compliant. Over to policy here. Close it. You can see it was not compliant before. And we could really just hit refresh. Hopefully it doesn't take me through the whole thing again. And boom, compliant. We are good to go.